Hello everyone, very good morning. I'm sorry for the delay. Let me share my screen. Okay. In the previous session, what we have done. So we discussed about like how to work with Snowpipe. That is a continuous ingestion process, right? So now let's see. So how to work with like our the Azure and then GCP. So if your file is available in Azure or if it is available in GCP, how to implement that? Mm, okay. Before that, the account seems long back I have created. Let me cross check whether I can able to create a like a Azure storage integration object. If it is working fine, then we will finish this session. Otherwise, I have to create a trial account for this. Let me cross check once. The same approach, whatever we have done for our AWS, right? Same thing here also we need to implement it. But when you are creating a trial account, so I have created a trial account for Azure portal, portal.azure.com. Check it. This is tenant ID. So here, so what we have given in AWS when we are creating a integration object, we have given AWS here, and then here we have given a S3, and then here AWS ARN details, and then here storage location details, storage details we have given. Let's come here. This is the Azure portal. Let me check whether I can able to access that or not. This is my Azure tenant ID. See this one, this is the tenant ID. This is nothing but a unique ID. So like AWS, so ARN details. This is the tenant ID. Tenant ID and storage location. Storage location is where we are going to keep the files. Let's come here, come to home, click on storage and think free trial account has been expired. Let me cross check once. So it's not like in AWS, it will give 1 year free trial account, right? But in Azure, it will give around $200 worth utilization only. After that, you need to go for pay per use basis. Okay, so not eligible for free trial account. Okay, so this is fine. Let me check. So whether I can able to create a, this is the where I kept the file previously. If we can able to create it, we can implement it. No, it's not allowing me to create a trial account. Okay, what we will do is the same situation will for the Azure and then GCP also, but both the accounts I have created at the same time. So after this, so it will not allow me to create this particular integration object because of trial account expiration. So what I will do is I will create like this trial account. So first for the Azure and GCP, then we will come to this. We will pocket aside this Azure and then GCP implementations. How to implement that, we will see that in the next to next sessions. Now let's concentrate on data sharing implementation. It looks data sharing when it is coming to, it looks very simple. I'm sorry guys. It looks very simple, but the utilization. So what is the utilization? We need to understand first exactly. Before that, before going to the data share, I will give one example. Then we can understand what exactly the data sharing is. Let's assume that, for example, data share is nothing but I have a file. This is just an example I'm taking. I have a file or I have a documents. I need to share it to you. Then I will put it in a any Google Drive. I will keep it in a Google Drive. Once I keep it in Google Drive, then I want to give access to you. Okay, let's assume that when I wanted to give access to you, I have all your email IDs, all your email IDs. For that email IDs, when I'm giving access, I can give a read access, nothing but a view access, and then I can give write access, right? So viewer, editor access, I can give it, right? Now assume that I have given only reader access to you. Now, once I have given access, so then when I give the email IDs for access, then so automatically these things will be so done. Okay, these things will, so you will get a email notification. These are the documents which they have shared. Okay, so when they have done this, now let's say if when you are accessing this, the document, whatever I have shared in a drive, so I am not responsible for the your email ID. I am not responsible for when you are accessing. I am not responsible. So your laptop, your internet connectivity, everything is yours, right? It means so when you are trying to access, then so this particular email ID and then like accessing for like internet connectivity, everything, it's your responsibility. It's you have, it's your account. You have to take care of those things, right? So now what I have, what is in my control, I have just, I have shared a document, and that document, the complete like rights, it will be with me. It means if I like if I update something in a document, immediately you can able to access. And if I delete the document, you cannot able to see that. The who is having control, it's so my, I have a control, but you can able to access it, right? The same, sorry, same concept. So we are going to work it for data sharing implementation. Now here the implementation data sharing, the purpose is to share the data. It means for any specific thing, you are going to give read only access. We are going to give read only access. Let's say to just to give the read access for a table, you can create a user, right? And so for that particular user, you will give only so rights for the role, specific role for just to read, right? Just to select privileges and read privileges, right? That's it. So then this will be the solution. Then why we need to create a separate thing? Now here, when you create a user within your account, what will happen? Who is responsible for how much, how many like hours they are trying to access our data, how many hours they are trying to access our virtual warehouse, who is responsible for the virtual warehouse utilization. The computation complete responsibility is like the billing responsibility, it's ours, right? Suppose let's assume that this is our main account. Some other like a business users, or they are from the some other module. Let's assume that in a banking, okay, let's take example. In a bank, we will have different modules will be there. Every module they are operating separately. Let's assume that the personal loans department, salaries department, and then mortgage department, they are providing home loans. Let's assume in this case the home loans department, they are operating separately, they are having a new account. The personal loans department, they are operating separately, they are having a new account like this. Their business is different, this business is different, but all under one like umbrella. In this particular situation, then the personal loans department, so our home loans department, they want to see who is the defaulters list in that particular personal loans department. For them, they don't want to provide a loan, they want to see this information. Then if they want to see that information, their billing, we should not be responsible for them. So we should not responsible for their billing. If you give a access, let's say in this particular account, you created a separate user for them, and then you have given a access to any specific table, just to go and then you can check the data. You can do R&D on the data, existing data. Then what will happen? when they are implementing it, then the specifically when so whatever the term, how much time they are going to execute, how much time they are accessing the queries, we are responsible for that. The billing will come to us, right? Instead of that, so we have a option called the data sharing implementation. This is account to one account to another account. Data sharing is for one account to another account. So that is the main thing. So when it is coming to data sharing implementation, not within the account to another account. We have some terminologies here like reader. Reader means who is having only read access. And then provider. Provider means nothing but who is giving a access to them. For example, if I am creating a drive and then if I am giving access, I am a provider. When you are trying to access that, you are a reader, or we can call it as a consumer. We can call it as a consumer. And at the same time, we have another terminology, inbound, who is receiving, and then outbound, who is sending. That is, we'll call it as a inbound and outbound. If you observe it here, in when you come to the data share, observe this one, data sharing option. So we have already some of the things has been shared by our Snowflake. This is a sample data, right? Sample data. Observe this one here. We have a inbound, we have outbound, right? Inbound means when we received something, that is inbound. These Snowflake sample data, this has been shared by our Snowflake account, the main account. That's why if you observe worksheet, worksheet, so let's see this. See this one, Snowflake sample data. Observe the icon, what it is telling. It is a data share, data share. So one second, guys. Please give me 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. So it is not supporting. Sorry for that. Now let's observe this here. So when it is coming to worksheet, you can able to see data share, right? In this particular, when we have a data sharing, so anything, we will have only read-only access. We have only read-only access. We don't have any like write access. So implementation, and so we can able to access the data. But when I am trying to execute something from the these tables, so which computation charges will be applicable for me? So how much time I am executing, the computation charges will be calculated for this particular account, right? Who has given the access to me, they are not responsible for that, right? The same way, if you want whatever the data it is available with us, if you want to share it to other users or other account users, then we can able to create a data sharing. When it is coming to data sharing, so we will call it as a secure data share. Don't get confused. Secure data share. We can able to share only tables and secure views. Only these two things only we can able to share. Tables and secure views. The view, when it is coming to the views, when we are working with the view concept, we have like a different views here. We will discuss those things in the working when we are working with a view. So secure view, normal view, and then metless view will be there. We will see the differences later. Now let's come to this. Now we can able to share only tables and secure views. Other than that, so we cannot able to share anything. Now let's come to this one. For example, let's say when you are sharing this particular thing. So once you have shared, you will have whatever you have shared, always it will be with live uh, the access. It means if you have some changes in your original database or original table or the view, automatically it will be reflected in, so where we are using, where we have shared. For example, let's say sorry, I have shared so the specific file in that drive. If I update this particular thing, automatically, so these things will be like updated here. So when you are trying to access, it's a live reminds. So when I have updated some document, when I have changed that content, immediately when I saved, immediately you can able to access. So immediately, so they without any delay, so you can able to access that, right? So let's come to this example. We will see how to implement that. Here, this is our original account. Let's come to the diagram here. Data sharing, do something. So this when you are sharing a data, so account to account, account A and then account B. So here we have the cloud services, and then always this particular thing will be shared. And when you share the table or then secured views, when you are sharing these cloud services, when you observe the data storage and then virtual warehouse utilization, it's their responsibility. We need to give a account. For example, if I want to share something to you, you need to give your email ID, right? Then only I can share. Otherwise, I have to create a separate email and then I have to give that username and password to you. Then you can access that, right? When you are accessing, it's your responsibility for maintenance and everything, right? The same way here, so we can see that the particular implementation. So here, when it is coming to, we will have, yeah, it's very clumsy. See this one. You will have a provider account and then reader account. So one provider account you can create multiple shares. And so when you are utilizing, you will call it as a consumer, the reader account or consumer account when you are accessing the any data share. And so who is like a providing a access? They are a providers. Who is utilizing? They are a readers. Now, if you observe here, in our original account, this particular icon, this is our Snowflake original icon. Below this, you don't have any option called reader, right? This is completely a provider account. Let's observe how to create a data share implementation here. Sorry, come to the data share and create a new, create, and let's give share, will give database, and then within this, observe this one. Select a table and secure view. Click on this and come to the table and select any one table here and then apply, and let's create it. Observe this one we have added. But so before you add consumer, observe this one. It is always the best way to check what you are sharing. what exactly we are sharing. Now let's observe this, give this one, and then preview. The preview, it will show you so what exactly we are sharing. So just for our validation purpose, it will ask one time to preview. We have done this. Next, see this one, add consumer. So when you are adding consumer, see this one, so immediately it will be visible to the other account, right? But when you created, so consumer, they need to create a database. They have to create a database. Now reader, and come to that reader. See this here, the reader, we don't have any reader account. So if I want to share something to you, you need to should have give your email ID, or if I have a reader account, then I can add this particular link to this particular the reader account. Let's create the one new one. I will give it as reader, and reader account I am trying to create, and username also. Password I have given something, and create account. Create account. When I am creating account, account is creating new link. This is for completely a reader. Observe this one. This is a new account ID. Our original account is, let it create. See this one. This is the reader account URL. Here, this is the reader account URL. This is our reader account. The original account is different. Now let's come here and done. Reader account is created. Now select that reader account. We selected the reader account. Okay. We have added what it is selling. See this one, account added successfully. So, and once the account is added, see this one, when you are logging in, you need to log in with account admin, and you need to create sorry, you need to create database from the share, and so that you have to, like, a consumer can access the shared data, right? Consumer is who is accessing the reader, they can able to share the data. This is the reader account link. This is reader account link which we have given, which we have so given. This is the reader account link. Now let's click on, so done. Now the reader account added successfully. See this one, you can able to see one reader account. Now the outbound, previously we don't have anything. Now we created a share for that, and then so one, so account, the consumer accounts we have added here, right? So now let's come to this. So once it is added, if you try to access, this is, just a minute, refresh it. This is our original account. See this one, JX98206 is our original account. And this is our reader account. See this one, reader account details is different. And coming to the original account, observe the icon here, the snowflake icon. Okay. Now let's come to this one here. Observe this. Let's try to log into the account, new account which we have, which it is created. This account is the reader account. We will give it to the them. So who want the access, and they are going to set up a billing and every details from their side. Now observe this. I am trying to access this new account. It will take 1 or 2 minutes to access. Once it is accessed, once you can able to access. Now observe this one, it's activated. Now sorry, reader username I have created. password. Select. Observe this. What they said. If you observe the worksheet, we don't have anything. And coming to this one, when you observe checkout, account admin, come to the account admin, and so you don't see any databases here, right? Because it's a completely new account. Let's come to share. Observe mainly, observe the icon, the reader, how it looks like. See this one, the icon, it is telling that it is a snowflake icon. Below that, it is telling clearly it is a reader account. Okay, let's come to shares. What we have shared here, this is the sharing what we have given, right? And then this is a snowflake. By default, it will come for the every account. This is a sharing. Click on that and observe this one. Create database. Create. S- Sorry. Create database from secure share, and it is asking database name. So I can give share and grant access to account admin. I have given, and then create database. Now one account, we are giving access to account admin, that we created a database. Come to that worksheet. So without the database we cannot access, right? So let's connect it to account admin here also. Observe this one. This is a share, right? When you click on this one, data share, you can able to see what we have shared. This is a default one. This is a default one, what it has given for everyone. Now coming to this one, this is a table, right? Observe this. Now let's come to this table and let's try to access this, the table data. Select star from table. Let's execute. What it is telling, it is telling that there is no virtual warehouse. This is a separate account, right? When you are trying to access the billing and everything, responsible, who is the responsible for that? Who is accessing this? They have to enable like all the billing information and all those things here. This is just a free trial account we are using, but actually, so they will enable, they have to enable before utilizing all the billing information and everything. Now let's come to this, the worksheet. Here you don't have any virtual warehouse. See this one, we don't have any virtual warehouse, it's created. If you want to access the data from the database, we need a virtual warehouse. Let's come to that for the computation, calculation and everything. Let's create one. Finish. Virtual warehouse is created. Come to the worksheet and select that virtual warehouse and select the database, and then let's try to execute it. Now say whatever the changes we are going to do in our original account, immediately the changes will be reflected in your reader account without any delay. And at the same time, this is a reader account, right? You will have read only permissions. You don't have any, like you cannot able to implement any like a DML implementation here. Let's say for example, if I am trying to delete from table, where let's say for example anything, if I take, observe this one, what it is telling, operation is not supported in a reader. It will not, no sorry, I'm not so it is not supported in reader account. Now come to this, delete from this particular thing. So because it's a reader account, any DML operations, it will not be supported. Okay. So one certification question here. Is it possible to create a clone table in a reader account? Can you able to create a clone in reader account? So in that particular situation, so let's observe this. Cloning means nothing but creating a new, for example, if it is a like a new table, then we will call it as a cloning. Let's say create table, new clone from this. Okay, let's observe this one. Is happening. Observe the error here. Sorry, syntax is wrong. We are cloning from this particular table. Observe what it is telling. Creating a table on shared database is not allowed. It will not allowed. You cannot able to create it, right? Because this is completely a reader account, right? So this particular reader, like this particular database, we cannot able to implement it. Now, for example, this is a separately all over like separate account. If you can create a new database, for example, DB new and then finish it. So this is a new database, but they created. For example, so we have this is a reader complete share account. This is a new database. So and if you want to do anything, so other than the share, so they can able to work with this database. Who is so responsible for the billing and everything? So this particular storage, if you create any tables and then anything, so let's say you have a email ID, so you can able to send it to others the emails, and then you can create your own document. You will have your own drive and everything, it will be like normal. But if someone shared any drive to you, but you won't have any access, but as usual you can maintain your account, right? Same way here also, when it is coming to this particular thing also, the same implementation. So you whatever the database you are whatever the tables you are going to create it here, the storage and responsible for this particular account, who is like accessing, and then so where we are utilizing. But so especially for the sharing, so this particular is like they will not have any access. They will have only read access only. They cannot able to do anything. At the same time, they will have a like live data sharing. They cannot able to do anything on this. That's why we'll call it as a secure data sharing implementation. So both the things individual. Now this particular account operating separately, so and this particular account, how much time they are accessing, and then so what is the like the computation charges it is applicable for this. It's completely owns by this particular account user who is utilizing this particular account. So that is nothing but sorry, data sharing implementation. Okay. Stop it here. So next what we will do is I will try to create this particular Azure and then GCP accounts in this weekend. Okay, so once I created a trial account, we will come and then we will see this how to work with a Azure and GCP also. Okay, and so just a minute. Let me come to the questions. Can we take permissions? Create a table in a reader account. Yeah, we can do that. So that's how, so completely it's up to you, right? No need to like take a permission. It's your own account, right? Just we have created a reader account and we given the complete like a details to them. For example, even though when I created this account, if I wanted to give it to someone, I have to give the username and password and everything to them and then link also, right? So for others, on behalf of others, I created a Gmail ID. Then I should not keep with myself, right? If I given to them, they are like individual accessing. The same way here, I have created a database. We can create a table also here. We can able to like implement it as usual. But only the thing is, only for that particular like a data sharing, it is not possible.
Dinesh, I have a question.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Suppose we have multiple accounts. I mean, we already having everyone have the accounts here. So I want to
Mm,
share this
mm,
one account to another account data directly without
mm,
creating this
mm,
reader's account and these things.
mm,
So is it
mm,
possible?
mm. Yeah, that is possible. In the account level, some settings need to be done. So just we need like your like account details. Like account means this is our account, right? This particular details we require. That's it. So when you give these details, then we can able to share it too.
So where will configure these details?
There is no limitation. We can share it to a number of persons.
Okay, but how we can share these things?
Mhm.
How we
The
can share
same way
these things
when we are
to other accounts?
the same way
Okay,
how
I
we
mean this
have
reader,
created a data.
the reader account that we created here, that is
Uh,
compulsory.
no, no, it is not mandatory. If you are having already some account, let me show you something here.
Mhm.
Here in Outbound, let's create it. And here, so we have given some option, right? For example, here you got a option called thing, sharing something. Now observe this one here. You can select if you
Mhm.
have, otherwise. So if the reader account is accessed, so you can give
Mhm.
the other account details here. We have
Okay.
already account, then I can give other account details directly here also, but only for the like the trial account. So I'm not sure so whether we can able to do it or not. Just you need to give like this. So this one, if I wanted to share it to you, your account details, I will give it here.
Okay. That's good. Yeah.
Understand, right?
And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and one more thing. Yeah,
Mm,
we have here accounts on AWS. If
mm,
user having some other users have, if they're using Azure, someone using GCP. So in
mm,
that case, how we share these things to them?
mm. So that's a platform to platform. We cannot able to do that within the region. So there is a restriction within the region we
Mhm.
can able to do, and within the same platform it is possible.
Okay. I mean
Cross
this.
regions, cross accounts, it is
Mhm.
not possible.
Okay.
For that, we
And what
have
is
to
the
do the
purpose
data
to share
transfer.
this? Okay.
Mm,
What is the purpose of this to share these
mm, mm.
tables and these secure views? I mean, why we
Okay.
need to share these things?
Okay. Let's say I have given one example. So let's assume that. So I will come to that. Let's assume we have a Citibank operations. Okay. We are all in
Mhm.
this one umbrella. We have,
Mhm.
let's assume, personal loans, one department. Okay. And
Mhm.
mortgage or any, for example, business loans. They are operating separately. Okay. So let's assume that the personal loans, all the personal loans details, we have one account, one our Snowflake account. These
Mhm.
business loans, they are a separate department. So here also they have a another account. Their account is separate, our account is separate, right? So now the requirement is these like a business loans user, before they are providing, they want to access some data from our tables, from our account details. Okay, so when they wanted to access, you can create a user within your account only. But for example, five business like users, they want to access your data and then they want to do some R&D. Who is the defaulters? Whom has to give the loan? Whom they want to reject and all those information they required. Let's assume that region to region also, region to region or specific thing, whatever it may be, they want to access some data. In that particular situation, suppose if I create within my account, I can create a users, right? We can
Yeah.
create a users. But if you create a users, what will happen? How much time they are trying to access our tables, the who is responsible for the virtual warehouse computation. We are responsible for the virtual warehouse computation and we need to pay it to them, isn't it? Right? So
Mm-hmm.
instead of
Yeah.
that, to avoid the billing charges and all, unnecessarily their billing, we are not responsible. Their business is different. We are business is different. We are operating separately, right? In that particular
Mm-hmm.
situation, so we can create a data share. When you create data share and then if I give, so then they are responsible for the accessing and then whatever they are trying to do, how much time they are accessing, it's up to them. We are not going to like uh, pay for them, right? The same way, like let's say if I create a drive, if I upload one document in a drive from my Gmail account, so I will have a complete access. When you are accessing, who is responsible for your internet connectivity and then your laptop and then your access related things, it's completely yours, right? It's nowhere related to me. The same concept here for the data sharing.
Mhm. Okay, okay. Yeah. But yeah, if someone has requested to us to share this in other
Mm,
regions as well, so is
mm.
there any other way to perform these things?
For other regions, if they want to, like there is a concept of like this one. mm, we have some other option for that cross regions. So we have like kind of a data transfer implementation is there. So what it is option
Mhm.
is there. I
Okay,
will
okay.
check on this exactly what is the exact option for the cross regions.
Yeah, because actually one project is handling in different regions, so
Correct,
they maybe
exactly.
ask us to, yeah.
Mm, mm.
Oh, Dinesh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So can we access this data through the reader,
Mm.
the stage table data?
Stage table
I
data.
mean,
Stage
I mean, we
stage
have created,
means
okay, names,
mm,
we have created
names.
name
No,
stage.
it is not possible.
Okay,
In a
okay,
reader only they can see only the tables and then secure views only.
okay, okay. Then we are sharing data one user to another user. Through
Mm.
the named stage, we can do achieve this thing.
No, no, that is not possible. So one user to another user within the account you can able to do that. But if it is outside of the account,
Hmm.
this is account to another account, right? It is
Okay.
not within the account. Within the account you can able to do, but outside of the account it is not possible.
For the name stage, we cannot access to outside of the account.
No, it is not possible.
Hmm. I thought the name stage we can access in another account as well.
No, no, not another account from the other we can able to access this cloud locations. That's it. We can able to access the files, but not for the other account. It
So
is
here,
completely
yeah,
different concept.
so we have created here developer,
Mm.
then business. This is the role is within the account.
Come again, Rajendra. Come again, please.
Uh,
I didn't understand
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Can you go on
Mm.
Snowflake? Okay, so
Okay.
we have created the roles here. I mean,
Okay. These
account
roles.
admin, yeah,
Correct.
account admin,
Yeah.
yeah,
These are
this
all
role.
are, yeah, I understand. These are all are within account only, right?
Okay.
Suppose this is all the things within one account. This is our account. Let's assume this is our organization, one organization. This is sister company organization. Okay. They want to operate it separately. Okay. Again, you need to create a separate roles here, right?
Okay, okay, got it now.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought we can access
Mhm.
the name stage outside of the
Okay.
account. Okay.
Mhm. Okay, fine. No issues. Okay, guys. Thank you. See you on Monday. Happy weekend, guys.
Yeah, thank you.